Hey, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another reading. This is going to be a reading on flirt, or possibly how you flirt, or possibly something people find attractive about you when you flirt, something like that, that kind of vibe. Something here to do with flirting. I want it to come through today. So I'll be using my thicker pen today. So these are going to be most definitely kind of minimalist, simple drawings, quick readings today. But hopefully some good juicy content for you. As always, pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. Feel free to pause the video and we'll get stuck into pile 1s. Okay, pile number 1s. How you flirt, or what people find attractive about you when you flirt. Let's see what comes through here. I feel like I said, kind of abstract, minimalist. Okay, what do you see? What do you feel? See if we can center that a little bit more for you. We are losing light a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What do you see? What do you feel? Pile 1s. So, yeah, it's abstract, so I guess you're going to have to take my word on this, on how it's kind of channeling through. I feel definitely like something to do here with your lips. So, attractive lips. And remember, these readings are for both masculine and feminine. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Definitely for both genders here. Lips come through really clearly. I'm not necessarily even getting kissing, just the lips. Something that you're doing with your lips, maybe. I feel like this here, you might laugh at this pile number 1s, but I feel like this is almost like something that is seen as quite flirty, or even just like attractive. Because it's funny, because I thought these were going to be all physical things, but it's not kind of coming through that way. I feel like this represents like chances, like you're quite you're quite patient. I'm laughing there because it's probably not my reading so much. But yeah, I feel like you're the type of person who you're quite forgiving. I don't know how that is coming across flirty, but you're kind of forgiving. You give people chances. It could be like you're quite generous too. I don't know how that's coming through as flirty, but maybe like yeah, I guess like you're the type of person where there's some people where if something kind of goes wrong or it doesn't go to plan, they panic. And then there's other people who kind of keep their cool a little bit more. Maybe you fall into that category. Or maybe not. Maybe this doesn't resonate with you. Now, this was kind of coming through. This, to me, did seem more on the masculine energy, and it could mean two things that were coming through, like your shoulder areas, which is quite attractive to people. But then I was also getting, and hold your hats for this pole number ones. This kind of came across to me as like someone who watches over. Now that I think about it, that is probably really attractive or flirty if a feminine is watching this, thinking about their masculine, because it's kind of that protector energy. But I guess maybe why I got confused by this is the female trying to do the same thing, or almost like there was something a little bit like, it's very Scorpio, this dark figure. I just saw the head and the shoulders of this figure kind of overlooking, and it reminded me, it was just a few centimeters away from being a bit creepy, but for some reason people find this attractive about you, that there's this energy where you're kind of watching them, you're kind of looking over at what they're doing, So to me, I can understand it the protective way. I guess the feminine energy, maybe you just show that you care a lot, like you're, you're on top of things. Maybe you're the kind of girl who just got the tracker on the guy's phone or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on these days. The younger generations and stuff. I grew up where Nokia was still Nokia was running things when I was growing up. Nokia 3310s, Nokia 30. Ah, that what was it called? Nokia 3210 as well. Damn, you can Google that. See how old I am. But goddamn, like, there's an energy here which is just a few centimeters away from being a bit stalkerish, but for whatever reason, I guess those things are kind of in trend at the moment. I think there's something on Netflix. I can't remember what it was called, but that was doing well. There was something, I can't remember what it was called. There was a show that was doing quite well. That was a little bit weird like that. But yeah, anyways, this is it seems to me like you're just in the range of it being sexy and not creepy, pole number ones. So I guess, keep rocking that at your own will. Pile number ones, that's your reading. Quick and to the point one, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Okay, pile number twos. Got like a minimalist abstract one coming through here. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you see? What do you feel? Pile number 2s. Okay, so first visual was like the foot. It's kind of some minimalist foot coming through. Now, before you get scared, pile number 2s, I'm not necessarily saying that that is some form of like foot fetish coming through. It could be that. You might hear that and you put your hand straight up and go, yeah, that's me. I love feet. I know most people get a bit weird about feet, but yeah, feet is coming through here. Now, kind of the little disclaimer or the little clarification I want to make is that I wasn't necessarily just getting like necessarily sexual with the feet. It was more like what your feet do. So this could be linked to like, yeah, put really simply, like you could be a dancer, for example. You're good on your feet. Like you flirt through your feet, through your dance work, through your movement, through the way you walk. I'm struggling a little bit with the masculines, how that translates for the masculines. Obviously, men who can dance too, and just the flow of a man when he dances, that's obvious. But I was struggling to kind of branch that out to, you know, maybe you've got a bit of a skill with your feet. I know that's quite narrow as well, you know, because I can only think of like football, but I'm sure there's other skills. I guess even like with music, piano players, even drum players, you need to be good with your feet for the pedals. Anything where you're using pedals, even driving actually. So it could be something there to do with like your driving. I guess that goes to all genders, all these examples, but I'm just trying to balance it out a little bit. So there's something there where you're quite flirty with, possibly, you know, there's the obvious like almost foot fetish stuff, but then there's like almost your talent or your skill and how you use that. A little bit kind of, funnily enough, I'm getting a little bit of like a Leo energy here, where it's like you kind of have got a skill to show off a little bit with it, you know. So like if it was the football player, it reminds me of someone, you know, when they do the kick ups, you know, with the ball, and you know, balance it on their behind their back, or you know, do tricks with it. You know, almost, I'm getting almost teenager vibes, impressing the girls on the playground. And then if you're a feminine watching this, it's, you know, showing off your dancing skills. I guess nowadays it would be like twerking skills to attract all the boys. But, you know, you get the vibe. There's got some kind of Leo-esque-ness to this pile. I feel also like pile number 2s, you might be a little bit of the romantic type, so you're flirting. Again, it doesn't matter what gender you are, there's something quite romantic about you. You come across to me like the energy that doesn't mind like indulging in flowers and like roses and that kind of, you know, almost Venus-y type romance energy. That feminine energy, basically, that's kind of coming through here. And leading off from that feminine energy, this reminds me here of the portal. I personally am thinking like the portals of the eyes. Like, eyes are a portal to the soul, I think is the saying. I was getting that kind of vibe. And this reminds me of like the Christian cross. So I've got no idea how that really relates to flirtation, but let me pause on that, see if I can. Like the word that's coming through is like depth. So it's because it's leading off the eye, this portal of the eye. I feel like when people look into your eyes, there's a depth for one, and it's like there's faith. So again, that's interesting how that is linked to flirtation or attractiveness, I guess. But it's like when people look into your eyes, they see faith. And I guess that is everyone to their own, because that's not important for some people. But at least when people look into your eyes, it's like I'm almost getting the word like hope as well. You give people hope, and that's attractive for people. Like they look into your eyes and they get a sense of hope. So part number 2 is these were actually quite interesting readings, really quick. They're coming through really quick, but that like really interesting. Like they've caught me off guard in many ways, which is nice because I learn a lot from that type of reading. So part number 2 is thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. And I hope you was able to get something from it as well. Keep flirting away. And I'll see you in the next reading. Obviously, please do, as always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you next time. Pile number 3 is an abstract reading, simplistic, for both my feminines and masculines watching. Is that it? Wow. Part number 3 is what do you see? What do you feel? You won't believe what I got from this as well. Wow. I feel like this has almost got some sacred geometry to it. I think we unlocked something here. Part number 3 is. This could almost be like a vortex, or like I've got a book which would explain this very well. It's almost algorithmic. These might be words actually which are explaining you or describing you. So yeah, have a pause on it. What do you see? What do you feel? This is going to be a short reading. All of these have been quite short actually, but especially yours because it's quite to the point. I feel like what people find attractive about you, and possibly how kind of you flirt, is you have a very good sense of like almost like symmetry, and don't know if I want to say space, but like part number 3 is it's almost like you place yourself in the right place at the right time. A real high vibrational skill in gosh, it's very hard to explain. I thought it was going to be easy. it's almost like you have a very good rhythm, but that's not doing it justice, because rhythm, you're thinking of music, right? And how this analogy is coming through to me is almost like the metro. I think it's called a metronome. The du, 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 du. So let's say if that was going, that metronome doing the, and it's like if someone said to you, you have to throw a ball into this center point as the metronome goes, like you could do it, throw the ball in like every time. Like, I can't do both at the same time. You can see I'm struggling. I'm struggling, so I can't even. I'd maybe be shit at that. But for whatever reason, Spirit is giving that example. Like, you're very good. So look, so because this is about flirting, this would be the example of like, this is crazy how this energy is coming through. Like, so if you're a feminine watching this, it's like you've got a really good eye for like, you would have put yourself in the right position. As soon as that guy looked up, you would have been passing him by. And I'm almost getting like mastery of this. Like, I'm getting I'm not going to say like, well, let's just say confident. There's a confidence to how you do this where I think, Pile 3, is that you're aware of this. I'm getting the energy that you're aware of this, because the analogy Spirit was giving me is that you actually observe other people who are not very good at doing it. So I'm getting a feminine energy here who's like mastered, like how to almost position herself to get what she wants. Now, I use that example of glancing that masculine at the right time, but I feel like that really could be applied to anything. That could be like, maybe like even a good sense of like, if you was interested in someone, very good at picking up on the cues, like that's some confirmation there. Like cues almost like is the right vibration to this reading as well, like that would be a key word, picking up on cues. It's like you almost are the cue. What a fascinating reading. So this was original. So I'm just, okay, let's balance this out. So for the guy, yeah, I guess in basic terms, it would be like, when a girl gives you that eye contact, and someone who's maybe not very socially aware might, like, you would understand the difference between like the eye fuck and just a friendly glance. You don't have to necessarily worry about misunderstanding people in that way. So that would be it for my masculines along those types of lines, right? And that's probably almost making you attractive, because it shows maybe it just shows your intelligence, kind of. Also, pile number 3 is I was just getting a vibe here of like symmetry at the start. So in terms of like attractiveness, there might be something about you that's quite balanced. I was getting the face, but it might not just be the face. It might be something about your body. There's something like, before I even drew this picture, I wasn't even thinking of this, but it just came through now. But there's something about like the ratios of what people find attractive, like I think it's like the shoulder to the waist, and the hip to, is it waist, or something like that. This is out of my realm. I'm quite good at this with architecture. I'm good at understanding the attractiveness of the hip to waist ratio of a building, but with people I really couldn't care less. But for whatever reason, Pal Freeze, I think you've got a good gauge on that. A good on maybe if it's not even a good gauge, it's that you're naturally kind of gifted with those kind of ratios, and I guess your gift in having it makes it easier for you to see it in others. There's that type of energy coming through, but it's very calculated. I'd never advise people to check other piles um, if they don't feel intuitively drawn to them. But trust me when I say pile number threes, that this reading is like so much more algorithmic, um, calculated than the other piles. I just wanted to make a statement of that because I think there may be some of the key words that are um, important to your energy, to how you maybe flirt, like even like calculated, you're calculated. Um, yeah. So cool reading, pile number threes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. I hope you were able to unpeel a different part of yourself that you might have been a little bit blind to or very aware of. At least some of you are very, very aware of this because I got that come through at the start. Some of you are even a little bit smug about it too. So kudos to you. Um, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, Pile Threes. If you did, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.